October 11th, 25. Yesterday, Altman Hospital, it was bad. Uh, Things being said all over the place. I go in, some guy's coming out of this one. We're walking through the hospital. This one guy comes through a side door. They're going to let Agent John know. They called him a coward and all this. I'd love to be a fly on that wall. I'm sure he already knows. And where they made a public fool out of him June 7th, 23, mocking him for falling for this. Okay? And where they called him a coward August 5th, 25, made fun of him June 7th, 23. I'm sure he knows. Okay? And this guy walks out of a side door with people. They're going to let Agent John know they called him a coward and da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, December 31st, 23, I'm in Altman emergency room with a client. The nurses are talking. My God, no one will ever back the doctors from before. They were all lying so bad. My God, they even said she had brain tumors. And the only thing was wrong with her was her muscles locked up, and it was a medication making her sick. And it was them doing it. No one's going to ever back doctors lying, ripping somebody off and making them that sick, and then lying so bad they said she had brain tumors and all that other stuff. And there was nothing wrong with her but her muscles locked up from those surgeries. And it was a medicine doing it to her. Two guys walked by. I'm assigned to her at night. Although another guy went. All those doctors were lying before. Yes, it was a medication that made her sick before. None of this is funny. They were just ripping her off. They were defrauding her. That's how it's wrote up. In October, November 2002, when they were wanting to do brain surgery, pituitary gland, level 2 brain tumors, they told me. They need to remove it. I went into my community health. They went, whoa, we need to have a long talk. What those doctors are doing. They're known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, sharing them with their associates and friends, doing the same thing. They're draining people's insurance companies like their checking accounts. They can just drain. They're getting kickbacks from drug companies. And then they make people so sick. They do unnecessary procedures. You're not the first one. You're not the only one. I've heard of them doing this too. Get an attorney and sue them. Turn most state to pull their license. And for years, encourage Dave and I to sue them. They told the FBI and the police in 18, within the first month or two, when they showed up with me, that in front of Dave, that they were defrauding me. That there was nothing wrong with me, but my muscles locked up, and they caused all that. You realize that, right? And it was a medication doing it to you. It almost killed me. My whole body swelled up. Adrenal gland, thyroid shut down, having seizures, heart attacks. They almost killed me. Yesterday in Maslin, I heard some guy say these people thought they could use medical fraud. She's a victim of medical fraud. They can't do that. Her ex-husband probably paid those doctors to do it. Oh, that's what the investigators are afraid of. That it wasn't just flat out negligence, it was attempted murder. Because there's no way they didn't know they weren't killing me. With all that going on. And it's wrote up as fraud. Readdressed for years as fraud. And there's also in my medical records what? Some other woman was using my insurance for 15 years running up bills. Dave confessed to an agent, March 27th, 25, the guy that was dating Michelle, that a girlfriend from before me made him marry me so he could get a job at my dad's factory. She'd have free insurance. He could give her extra money. It was another girlfriend of his running up medical bills in my name, where there was rumors of him cheating with a heavy-set, fat, round, white woman. And he denied it, of course. It's him and his fat girlfriend. Yeah, it just means for days. Okay. And like Michelle had confessed to that agent on March 27, 25, and he broke up with her, that the doctor from before was never one of hers. He works for them and they had lied. She actually don't know who he is. And when they bashed in my head, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent, and it didn't work. And when it came to the Vegas, he'd even went to that family that lost their kid in that traffic accident. Why would you say it offended you, someone calling her a faker, when she had nothing to do with that accident and it's 6 months later? They said it didn't even concern them. They just lied so people would help out. Her father killed her kid. I wasn't even there. So somebody called me a faker 6 months later, it really didn't concern them. Had nothing to do with them. And that's what they told the agent. They dated Michelle. They just lied. So, that guy needs a pay raise and a big hug. So, and he was supposed to find the agent of my case that night. See, where these people are so dumb, they act like if I move to a different county, the case changes. It's a federal case. Witness protection program is federal. It's not county. And it's just like, they're so dumb. Well, attorney did it before. If attorney sets up button cameras in your home, right on Google, they are to be disbarred, criminally charged, felony invasion of privacy, cyber stalking. They can't. If attorney drugs you for fake confessions, drugs you up and tells you to say stuff to frame you, it's pharmaceutical torture, disbarred, criminally charged. If attorney tries to interfere in an FBI case, same thing. And what? They can't stalk people. They can't drug them up. They can't human traffic them. These people are so stupid that fall for this shit. They can't have their doctor friend pull your medical records either. Unless you sign consent for that doctor to pull your medical records, nothing. It's stealing documents. It's 10 to 20 years. See what I mean? How much they can't do this? Then half my medical records are Dave's girlfriend. And then the investigators think they even stole somebody else's medical records and put my name on them. Assholes. See, that's where the guy from Maslin, why is he helping him get away with crimes? What is his problem? He works for the cartel. He's in debt to them. Where Michelle confessed September 30th, 25, this whole thing. At 1 o'clock in the morning, a biker confronted her outside, that the guys running it told everyone no one's allowed to say a word to her again in her life. They found out this whole thing is her family's debt to drug dealers. And she said, yes, I'm sorry. Does she even know who you are? No, and I don't want her to know. Oh, honey, I find out who you are and your daddy is. Human trafficking victims. I'm giving them your pictures to their families. We'll handle it that way. I've had to console a couple of families while they were crying or upset. I'll let them know who you are. Okay? And I'll put you up on the web page as a human trafficker. You and your dad. I'll make it public. Where you made it public, you destroying me, brush my head in, raping and torturing me. I'll make sure that you are known as a predator, where you admitted outside your family, human traffic people, to pay those drug dealers back that you owed money. Yes, I'm sorry. This whole thing is your family's debt to those drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. Well, we'll let the victim's family know that you did it to their family. And you sold their family member. Okay? We'll just handle it that way. Altman Hospital was a hotbed. Hotbed. I'm trying to go to the bathroom. Somebody's outside the bathroom running their mouth of, no one better be ever talking about anybody seen here. The hospital gets sued for millions. Oh, honey, millions and millions of dollars. And then fines from the government. Watch you. Okay. One of their scams was they chipped me. It's just a scam. They ran this like a spy flick movie. Not saying those people are bastards. Well, not saying I wouldn't like a body scan. Plus, you can find all the extra injuries, probably need addressed. And those idiots. The mind reader said no one's to call her a weirdo. It makes her physically sick. Well, yeah, it makes me physically sick. It's nauseating. I'm not a weirdo. You are. God of heaven, it was a hotbed, a cesspool of stupidness. And then they're so crazy. I can find laws. Lots of laws. I have learned so much about the law of how these people can't do it. Google. Do you know back in 2007 in Guanaco Bay, they actually chipped people trying to get information out of them? Do you know what happened to those agents? 20 years federal prison is against all human rights and all human dignity. We have a right to remain quiet. This is the United States of America. There's actually a law against it. 20 years federal. See, these people say such craziness to me. Takes me a little bit of time, but I'll find the law. Keep digging, you'll find it. And Google is a wonderful asset. I actually found the law. See, where they say crazy stuff, I can find a law that they can't do it. Then you think about September 10th, 25. They said it was the office that was behind all this. September 10th, 25, Tuscarawas County Courthouse. Down there bad-mouthing me, trying to get Agent John's case thrown out. And that corrupt judge, when we walked by, that office was down here, said she's the biggest liar. Nothing she said is credible, and everyone wants to get even with her. It's illegal for a judge to get even with someone. It's illegal for any law enforcement to get even with someone. Okay? Why would an attorney's office pay anybody to follow me around? The U.S. government paid millions. It was a cartel they were after. Witness Protection Program. Stark County Courthouse, ordered by another judge. Huh? Federal Witness Protection Program, not county. Federal. FBI case. Oh, and where these people, that attorney's office stole all our informant money. It's right on Google. They can never touch it. It's for people in immunity. See what I mean? They can't do anything. They never got a dime. They can't. Where they said everything's a lie, everything's a scam, realize they're just lying. But they really hurt me. They really sold people. Photoshopping. And then I had some ass try to say something later on that day about the shower scene in the other room. And people getting even with me. They even verified July 24th, 25? Huh? An investigator, they did a body ratio. It wasn't even me. It's some other lady showering, washing. They already know that. They put my head on her body, where they already confessed back in 21 it was a shower scene. In 18 that they photoshopped all their lies. They were drugging me and telling me to say stuff before. They erased people all around. They were even photoshopping feminine wipes above the toilet to make me look weird. In January 19. Get the idea? Then you guys run around acting ignorant. And that Michelle, it's her family's dad to drug dealers. For this whole thing is a bet between two gentlemen. One bet he could be so cruel he could push her to suicide. The other one bet he could steal everything she had in life and have people participate in. That's Michelle's dad, the attorney's office, some guy from Maslin. December 1824, Walmart 62 comes in. Karen didn't know who Michelle was till January, February 19. No, I made sure of it. Those people said she threatened her. If they threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. And she didn't know? No, I made sure of it. I told the drug dealer that bet. No one would want her after everything that he had done to her, to leave her alone. The guy that was supposed to be so cruel is the other guy. Where, he had done a bet apparently before that. And you bet everything you have in life. Winner takes all. And this is his second bet. See where Dave hired the Florida drug cartel? Where I was almost kidnapped in front of Terry and almost carjacked? Dave took off? They were already involved. That's how he met Michelle and that attorney. Because him and that occult hired him. And that attorney's office was in debt to those drug dealers. So he ran a scam. He needed a patsy. And some guy's already ready to kill his wife. Has his pretty daughter date him on a ruse. Get him hooked. And run this big scam. A bet. This whole thing is a bet. Got it? Like they said, Michelle's dad ran a scam for Michelle to get everything. Why would she deserve anything? Exactly. January 30th, 25. It's the 30th or 31st. Walmart 62. He comes in with a guy that was following me in Carrollton. Said, I found out that it was a medication error that made her sick before. I really feel bad about everything. I found out Terry Coberly seen him almost kidnap her. I really feel bad about everything. I already told her, those people, I didn't find any of this funny when I found out Karen didn't know who Michelle was. And I told her ex-husband when he called down to my office, tell him that I wasn't there anymore. That the police said she had rights and no one would say a word to her. He was in it with my ex-husband. January 5th, 25, investigators thought he was the agent over my case. He lied to them. It's just Michelle's dad. January 5th, 25, Walmart 62. Investigators come in. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to a U.S. Marshal she was weird with herself? We always knew it was photoshopped her washing herself in the shower. They photoshopped that. They had drugged her and told her to say it before. And we have the agent over her case saying he let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter. December 18th, 24. Got ya. Cartel put the pieces together. They're done with that family. They're lucky that on September 30th, 25 at 1 o'clock in the morning, they brought Michelle down because whenever you talk to her, she sings like a canary. All you have to do is confront her. She sings, but she'll say she's sorry. She's behind Carl, my new husband, his son Rick, trying to take his farm. He told little Robbie he was in debt. He makes 200 grand a year. He usually spends more than a month, several times a year, down in Florida. Hmm? He makes 200,000 a year, long distance truck driver. But he's in debt all of a sudden. Where that biker said, you told her new husband's family they could bash his head in, take him out to Youngstown, have him found incompetent, had an attorney to do that. If they actually have something set up like that in Youngstown, it's wrong because you told his family about it. I know, I'm sorry. But I really wanted that land. She's a killer. He's in debt with her. He's either doing drugs or did a full split. Get an idea? He's acting irrationally. Threatened to bash both her skulls in, kidnap Carl, take him out to Youngstown, have an attorney find him incompetent. The law is if an attorney tries to have you found incompetent, it's 5 to 10 years. It's not their place. If a child tries to get you found incompetent, it's extortion and coercion. They can't. It's not their place. So where these people have been run around, they threatened that kind of crap with me in 18. I just thought they were being mean. No, apparently it's a scam they're running here in Ohio. Trying to steal people's land by victimizing them and money. They can't. And they said yesterday people found out that all the doctors from before were nothing but fraud. Oh, as if you didn't know. They told the police and the FBI in 18. It's all over my medical records for years as fraud. See, that's one of the things, September 30th, 25, that biker confronts Michelle. I listened to September 23, where the original cartel admitted they photoshopped everything. Did you know that? Yes, I'm sorry. And that they confronted her ex-husband that it was wrote up as medication errors and fraud, and they other doctors encouraged them to sue those other doctors for years. Did you know that? Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, the police and the FBI knew that too. And like they said in Maslin yesterday, these people thought they could go after her for a bunch of medical fraud, and those doctors almost killed her. They can't do that. Her ex-husband probably had him do it to her. Oh, with the investigation, investigators have been afraid that Dave had them do this and paid them to do it. That it wasn't just flat out negligence and stupidity and incompetence, that it was attempted murder. Because, like they said, it took another doctor to tell on them they were known for doing this to people and ripping them off and doing unnecessary procedures. And their friends and associates were in on it together. Got off the medication, took me 9 months to get well. There's a good chance he could have paid him off. And that's wrote up as fraud. And as if you didn't know that. Because they announced it in 18. And they also announced that what? Some other woman was using my insurance. August of 23, Officer Mark told a lady, no, this is funny. It's documented and verified she was framed before. And it was a drug cartel in her home before. And it's also documented and verified it was a medication error. They didn't say allergic reaction. They said medication error. Medication error is wrong, false diagnosis and wrong meds. That made her sick before. And another woman was using her insurance. And that none of this is funny. It's already documented and verified. A sheriff has to document and verify everything every day for the FBI case. FBI informant. You know, September 23, 25, I was up Summit Mall. Women were outside talking. The police said that Karen never lied one time to him. Not one time. She called the FBI hotline with threats and attempts on her life. Those people walked into an FBI office, admitted they were trying to kill her, and they were harming her. And that agent opened a threat and an attempt at live case for an FBI informant. Everything else was caught under police surveillance. See where they warned me in 18. You say one word, what we're doing. One word will ruin your reputation, will destroy you, so your testimony can never be used in court, and everything will get thrown out. Where after they called Agent John a coward and they used hypnotic drugs when they drugged me and told me to say it before, that's why I had a metal taste in my mouth. I have no memory of these people. I thought the well water was giving me cancer. I never seen her talk to these people. And like they said, it's not even funny. They were walking up and jabbing her with those injections, with those drugs, and she don't even remember it. No, I don't. And that's not funny. They can't just break in people's home and stab them with hypnotic drugs and tell them to say stuff. I didn't have them in my home, nor did I see them. They can't go around human trafficking people out of their house, beating, raping them, photoshopping them in their stocking tapes, and drugging them up with hypnotic drugs and drug them, tell them to say something stupid so they're sleepwalking. As if you don't know what a roofie is. And this one you sleepwalk. They called them mind-controlling drugs at Faith Family Church at 19. They can control anybody for 4 to 6 hours. I didn't even have my neighbors in my home. I take a shower. I would dry off. I get in bed, go to sleep, wake up with giant bruises, orange, lemon, grapefruit sized bruises, severely infected, throwing up, almost passing out. After I'd use the bathroom, I'd wash my hands, take a drink out of a Diet Coke in the room, and go dizzy and black. Same thing. My personal area was so swollen it was pushed down open, and I would scream when I peed. I was being sexually abused up there. I don't think Michelle and her father's funny, but they're sorry. She even admitted she human trafficked people to pay back her debt to those drug dealers, her and her family. Her father did. That attorney. Other attorneys have went to jail for human trafficking. This one's no more better than anyone else. They have Michelle's complete confession. I was in Myers last week in Alliance, and some lady was on the phone. The other lady's on speaker and said, "Oh my goodness, they got that guy's kid." Admitting to what? Nobody say a word. Full confession of their family's crimes. She sings like a canary. When you realize they're only scamming all you people because you're in debt to drug dealers. They were with the Judge Peters group from Florida. The human trafficker and 100 men that got arrested in 22. They want him released. For why are they calling Agent John a coward? They want him to found not credible. He told on her for calling the FBI hotline for he spoke to her. They want him, then he made it on record a line. He had everyone in his office. Everybody knew she had called the FBI hotline before he talked to her. He doesn't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He opened a case and he didn't pay her. He defrauded her. He had no right around her, so all the surveillance needs to be thrown out and everybody released. He wants the cartel released. Get the idea. Michelle and her dad and his little friends, like up at Summit Mall, that's the one her ex-husband, his girlfriend's dad and his friends ran a drug scam on. It's just a drug scam. Drug confessions, photoshopping and washing and stocking tapes. Fake dirty doctors, not one of yours works for them, and they lied. They knew I went through medical malpractice and fraud. They knew Dave's girlfriend was using my insurance and half my medical bills are hers. They knew that. They knew that. Desperate, aren't you, honey? You know, it's really sad. Our attorney said, I know you just moved to Tuscarawas County. I know you got a beautiful place. You need to move out of here as fast as you can. That judge was so cruel to you and your family. Your husband wouldn't protect you. Get out of here. She can go to jail. People have even talked around in Stark County. That judge can go to jail. Interfering in an FBI case. Insulting an FBI informant. Knows better. See, that's where You cannot touch a federal witness.